Mic check, mic check, mic check. How we doing, people? How we doing? Okay, here we go. Boom. Looks like we're good. Looks like we're good. What's going on, people? How you doing? Welcome back to another one. Welcome back to another one. Here's what we're gonna do. And this is just my thoughts and reactions. I was gonna break down tonight's stream schedule, and what I was thinking about doing is I was thinking about doing two streams. I was thinking about doing a stream where I cover a trailer, as you guys can tell from the what this stream is titled. Marvel dropped a trailer and then gaming. What I was gonna do is I was gonna talk about, like, at length, because I've watched the Doomsday trailer. My only thing with the trailer and why I've already watched it, I'll post my, like, 100% reaction. I'll post that video later. I don't want to just play the trailer straight out and then all of a sudden, boom, let's take the, because some companies get, like, super weird with playing trailers, and it's like, how the hell am I supposed to react to your trailer if you're taking the So, I've already looked at it. With this reaction, what I was going to do is, instead of getting into it and doing a long 40-minute review, 30-minute review, truthfully, I was just going to look at the trailer. We're going to watch it together. I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to pause periodically and go, okay, I like this. Okay, I don't like this. Give quick thoughts and reactions. And then at a later date, we could do a full reaction and review. I could do a little bit of prep. Like, we could do a tier list. I mean, I've been itching and I've been saying it for, like, the last 2 weeks. Probably a month. I've been, probably since the beginning of June. Yeah, definitely during the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. I've been talking about, guys, we gotta, like, look at all these new movies coming out. Like, we got The Backrooms, we got Obsession, we got, like, we can talk about so many movies. And I have not done my part. I have not, done my part in, hey, let's do a movie stream and talk about movies. Like how I had mentioned, the last movie stream where I talked about actual movies was, I believe it was the Oscars. Yeah, we haven't, like, we've talked about movies, like, here and there and sprinkled them in here and there. I think we talked about movies. I think we did a little bit of a mini stream in, like, March and talked about, like, the Mario movie or something. But, like, an actual, like, hey, let me give you my thoughts and reactions on the Michael Jackson movie. I haven't yet, which I feel super bad. So sorry about that. But excuse me. Yeah, I'm looking through all the old videos. Anyways, let's get into it. Enough of me rambling. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's talk about the trailer again. We're gonna cut it up. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna pause in some certain parts. We're gonna keep it quick in the sense of, we'll take about 10 minutes talking about this, and then afterwards, look, I got a headache. I don't know if it's the heat stroke. I don't know if it's the weather. I mean, it's like 130 degrees every single day. I just have a huge freaking headache. I took a nap today, which was not a good idea, because I woke up from my nap. I have a theory. I can't confirm it with science. I am not a doctor. But I think your body... Two theories. I think your body, like, naturally shuts down when it needs rest, which I think we know this. But then my other theory, too, is I think your body... how do I word this? Like, if you're not drinking enough water, like, this is probably my second glass today. I am a bigger dude. I should probably be drinking about a gallon of water a day, versus, someone who's 5'3", where it's like, okay, a gallon of water a day it'd be a lot, but, like, it would clean out your system real good. nutrition, blah blah yada yada. I think like because of my size and stature and how big of a guy I am, I could probably get away with, because I've noticed this and I've clocked this in the past. I've drinking before like over 2 gallons of liquids. Like I'll drink maybe half a gallon worth of like soda and milk, soda, milk, other chocolate milk, but then like a whole gallon of water like throughout the day. Where it's like 2 gallons of liquids just in my body constantly going. And that's not to also say like the thousands of calories I eat a day from bread, eggs, more bread, extra bread, what? Buttered bread, what? Garlic bread, what? Um, but and pizza, definitely pizza. Because we were gonna have pizza for dinner tonight. Um, but all that to say, I have a huge freaking headache, and I didn't want to hop on here and not, give my all and stuff, and have a, hey, here we go, let's talk about a movie for an hour and a half, and then jump into a gaming stream. Like, I just want to sit down, dim the lights, play a little bit of Fortnite. I've been itching. We might jump back into college football, and we might play a little bit of Dynasty mode. Like, that was actually pretty fun. So we might do that. I don't know. That's a decision we'll make in a little bit. But wanted to go over, look at the trailer, give you guys my thoughts and reactions to it. Um, and yeah, if we want, I think, because with just how things are, like when the Odyssey comes out, I'll give you thoughts and reactions to the Odyssey. Like I even got a text like, "Hey, when are we gonna see the Odyssey in 70 millimeter?" And I'm like, "You buying?" And I haven't heard back, but um, so anyways, let's get into this. My initial thoughts and reactions to the trailer was, in the video I said, "Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say," and I kind of still don't know what to say. Like I have nothing. I have nothing to say. I think yeah, I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts. And again, we can save that for a 2 hour rant on like why movies suck nowadays and why old media will be the norm for the prolonged future. Um, but in short summary, we've known about this trailer. Does that make sense? And there are a few handful of shots which we could even go over. Now that I'm thinking about it, we could look at the trailers from. Remember how like Marvel's not slick. They've dropped a couple trailers throughout the. Okay, where are there? Oh my gosh! Hold on. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Where is? See, I can't even look it up without other. Um, there we go. 6 months ago, they posted 6 months ago. There's the Captain America one. There's the now in production. Yeah. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let's pull this. Let's pull this bad boy over there. See, look, we got these, but then we got the X-Men trailer, the Thor trailer, the Captain America trailer, and the production trailer. And so I've seen the Thor one, I've seen the X-Men one, and I've seen there's also a Wakanda one with the Fantastic Four. I've also seen the production one where RDJ turns around and he's like, "Shush," and it's like, okay. Um, I still sit by my point that I made. I made this point forever ago when you know how in Deadpool and Wolverine, he's like, "Glad you could join us. You've kind of joined us at a low point." Those are still kind of my thoughts and reactions to RDJ coming back to the MCU. I still feel that. Um, And yeah, so anyways, without any further ado, let's get into the trailer. I kind of don't know what to say. Still kind of just like, meh, okay. But then also, this has been spoiled, like shot for shot. Like when it showed Mystique fighting Yelena, it's like, yeah, they talked about that. Shang-Chi and Gambit, it's like, yeah, they talked about that. So like, there's nothing really new. Like, I believe if I'm not mistaken, like a Comic-Con of some sort is where they showed this trailer originally, and like word for word, because people have been making like they've been throwing it in, AI stuff to like, hey, generate a trailer from like the text description, because the description got leaked. I'm like, yeah, this is what the trailer's about. And like people have made like Lego renditions, Fortnite renditions, like people have just made their own like animated or drawn out cartoon style of the trailer, because it's like they've been talking about this trailer for like the last 6 months, and so people's imagination of, oh, this is probably what the trailer could look like, literally beat for beat for beat for beat of like, oh, there they are on a beach of some kind. There's Thor. There's, they were talking about Thor and Doom gonna come together. Anyways, I'm yapping too much. Let's get into the trailer. All right. Let's also turn up the volume tremendously, because the volume. Here we go. Let's go right here. Oh, the volume's not going to cooperate with me.
It's coming. Something we may not be able to deter.
Okay. First things first, from that, this has incursion written all over it. And we know this. I mean, just kind of, tell me that's not an incursion going on. That's just my thoughts and analysis from it. Um, it also looks a little bit like an incursion. Looks a little bit like what was going on in uh, Doctor Strange. I couldn't think of the movie Doctor Strange. With that one, you know how you went to like a timeline where like there was an incursion going on. It looks a little bit like that. That's just me. You can hear the voiceover. My thoughts on it is, I think this is Doom's voice talking.
Something we may not be able to deter.
That's probably Doom, which it uh it could probably get distracting and be a bit much.
Before this day is done,
Yeah, there he is.
we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
Okay, and then it's going to play through the Marvel Studios. I don't like the new Avengers logo. I don't. Sorry, people, that might rub you the wrong way, but it just looks tacky.
I've fought with many warriors in my time.
Yes, you have. And it's like, these aren't warriors. This is like the C team of the B team.
Than all of us put together.
Okay. What else? Got Ant-Man. No, what's her name? Ghost. I thought she died in Thunderbolts. Okay. Whatever. I saw that Namor is not in the promotional. Here, hold on, let me pull it up. I have to show the also where's that? Here it is. This little wallpaper. Could we do wallpaper? No. It's the it's like this. There we go. Let me show you. It's this little wallpaper half thingy thing. They released this, oh gosh, what was it? 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They released it a little bit ago. But like the thing that people talked about the most was they're like, "Hey, Namor's not even on this," which it's like, whoops. I could totally see because the funniest thing too that I heard also just through again this could all be like horse shit and oh they're just saying shit to say shit. The rumor was also that whoever designed this and made this also got fired. So this was like their last project and Marvel shit canned them, which whatever doesn't surprise me. Anyways, all right, moving on. Uh, what would okay. What would cause like look one look how many people are in here. The Fantastic Four, or at least Ben, is in here. We got the Thunderbolts in here. What are whatever?
It scared me far less than this one.
Badass suit. I'm not gonna lie, this is a badass suit. Like the fact that it's taken, I feel the same way about Wolverine's costume. The fact that it's taken this long to get an accurate Cyclops suit is a shame on just Hollywood in general. Because I mean, like even in even Wolverine jokes about it in the X-Men movies where it's like leather. What would you rather want? Like bright, yeah. Like they made like a tongue in cheek. Look at that. But I think it goes hand in hand with where superhero movies have been for the last decade versus now, where it's like if I mean we saw it like we saw what Captain America's costume has been through the last handful of years. Um, it just yeah to have like it's kind of the only thing that I can think of is like pre MCU, the only superhero suit that was kind of technically accurate, Spider-Man's with Maguire, and Garfield. Garfield did have accurate Spider-Man suits too, but like the color and the vibrance of boom, look, it's in your face. There's the suit like that. Like the term comic accurate, it's come a ways. It's come a ways because I mean, you look at all the failed renditions of, I mean, Fan Four Stick, for example, like how mute um, and decolored half of those were basically all the X-Men movies from Fox, where, yeah, like Wolverine was never in his costume. He was always in his wife beater or the leather jacket, which it's still fine. It's like, okay, whatever. Like, he's a badass in the Logan movie. And it's like, there's the way I take it, and this is just my opinion, is I think Fox movies wanted to be so much like Nolan's Batman trilogy of like that realism that all color just got taken away. And only since I think there was some color and pop in like Spider-Man Homecoming with his suit, Civil War. Even though Captain America's suit was a little muted, but you still have like Iron Man. Um, yeah, just like Deadpool's suit was pretty accurate through his movies. Just like I don't know, I feel like I'm rambling, but all this to say like the fact that they have a pretty accurate Cyclops suit is pretty badass. Okay, and then like how I had mentioned before, we gotta have Shang-Chi and Gambit fighting, which I'm kind of glad. Hold on, wait. Skip. Why would they be fighting? Here's the other thing too. It's a big old nothing burger as well. Um, and we can probably get into like not originality, but like what's the term I'm looking for? You could use the term creative bankruptcy. You could use the term lack of a storyline or like I feel like we've seen this song and dance before in the ways of, hey, we gotta have, dude, we gotta have our superheroes fighting for the sake of fighting, because it's like neither of them are a threat to one another. They're not. Like, okay, whose side? Like, which it was intriguing. The only reason why it worked over a decade ago with Captain America versus Iron Man, I think it's because kind of it's where storylines were at the time. I mean, Civil War coming out around the same time as Batman versus Superman with heroes fighting and inner conflict. I don't find that coincidental at all. Like, I think, wow, your producers sat in the same room with your producers, and it's like nobody came up with any original ideas. But like here, it's like we've seen this song and dance before. It's for the oohs and the ahs in the crowd of like, ooh, Channing Tatum's back, look at that. Which I think with how, here's the thing, if he wasn't well received in Deadpool and Wolverine, he's not in this movie. Guaranteed. I think with how he was received and how people liked it, that's why he came back. And that's why they gave him the green light to come back. Now for Shang-Chi coming back, dude, don't know where he's been. Don't know why. Like, all I know is, I mean, how many times, like, we were even hearing today, like, how Feige was talking about, yeah, I kind of feel like a doofus for never making a Blade movie. And it's like, we're still waiting. You can still make one if you want. Like, because we've been anticipating a Blade movie, and they've talked about a Blade movie since Ragnarok, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they've talked about like fan casting, they've talked about getting it in pre-production, they've talked about all these things for, we gotta have a Blade movie, we gotta, and it's like, you never made it. It got stuck in production, not prediction. It got stuck in production hell. And it's like, but we can go ahead and fast track the Marvels to the movie theaters, or a Black Widow film, which I think, and this is my own personal opinion, that Black Widow film would have done so much, so many numbers if it was released in 2016. If you sandwiched, if I'm not mistaken, I believe, um, let's move Spider-Man Homecoming to, did Homecoming come out in 2016 or it came out in 2017? It came out in the summer of 2017, because there was a moment there from about Ant-Man slash, I mean, you can throw it all the way back even to probably Winter Soldier, where it's like boom, boom, like spring release of a movie, fall release of a movie. We have a movie coming out around April, Marchish, and then we'll have another movie coming out around November, December. But I mean, if you're a Spider-Man movie, you'll come out in July, and it's like boom, every 6 months there was a Marvel project. I don't think there. Let me double check. I don't think there was a Marvel movie that came out in the summer of 2016. Because look, I'm gonna try to, I'm trying to make a point here. Okay, Fox. So it was Fox, Marvel. Civil War came out in May. X-Men Apocalypse. That's what stole the screen time. Okay, that makes sense. Because it was probably a competitive of, well, we don't want X-Men Apocalypse to compete with Black Widow in the, also, did Disney? No, Disney had not bought Marvel yet. Disney bought Marvel in December of 17. The only point that I'm trying to make here, with talking about characters coming back like Shang-Chi, and how, dude, we greenlit Eternals too. It just never made it off production floor. Is the Black Widow movie? I didn't think it was bad. Was it the best? Hell no. Was there a lot of, like, what's the term I'm looking for? Reverse, what's it? Bait and switch, and like things that did not live up to, yes. But what would have made that movie work a lot more, and I think what would have gotten more reception on, like, you know what, this isn't bad. This isn't a bad film, and like probably a little bit more high, not high praise, but yeah, high praise for people, because like if you compare the Marvels to Captain Marvel, people talk much more higher about Captain Marvel, considering where it was sandwiched in between Infinity War and Endgame. But like people talk about the Marvels and they just go, yeah, that was a shit movie. But um, I think the reception around Black Widow, whether it was this She-Ra woohoo woman power film or whatever, I think it would have been better received. It probably would have bombed, and it probably would have made a lot of people go, ew, okay. But I still think it would have generally been received well if it released in like November or maybe 2 or 3 months after Apocalypse in 2016, or actually competed in the box office is against X-Men, because when that movie came out, nobody cared because it's like we already know what are the stakes in this film. We already know what's going to happen to her character. We already know what it leads to in Endgame. So if we're having a prequel movie post this character, and not only like 3 years after Endgame came out, and a couple box office bombs later, when people are starting to slide away from the MCU and not care as much, it's like this movie would have done so much better 4 years ago after Civil War, instead of, oh, these events led to Infinity War. And it's like, well, we already know what happens from Infinity War on. If you want to look at it from a timeline point of view, kind of like that. Because again, the other thing too that a lot of people talked about is you could have made a great, great Black Widow movie if you adapted it accurately from the comic books. You could make it a little bit more, I mean, you can involve like the underground scene. You can involve Kingpin. You can involve a little bit of Spider-Man. You could involve the Hulk, a little bit of a love interest there. If you want to be risky, you could go the Deadpool route and make it um, very vulgar and X-rated. Like you could go that route, but they played it safe. And I'm not trying to like, oh, we got boobies, show boobies on screen, but like a compelling story of like what this character, they totally could have made that jump, but they didn't. They tried to play it safe, and they're like, hey, you know what? The synopsis of this film is smashing your face against the desk. There was no risks. There was no risks. There was no reward, and I think it flopped, but other than trying to stand out, it kind of added on to the pile of, damn, things have kind of been rough since Endgame. And I kind of feel the same way about both of both of these characters, where it's like, okay, this is fun. We're having this cool fun. Oh, we're sizing each other up. We're showing each other our rings and our superpowers, but it's like, um, what's it going to lead to? Was anybody excited? Did anybody want to Legend of the Ten Rings too? Uh, Not that I know of.
Everything that they
I even also think, here's another thing too. This is my only gripe about Shang-Chi, is if you wanted to technically, aren't let me pull up my reference point here. Um aren't the Ten Rings that Shang-Chi uses, um okay, this was a big gripe. Okay, I'm gonna sound a little bit uninformed here, but just go out on a guess. So the Mandarin with the Ten Rings, are these not the same Ten Rings? I mean, it's different adaptations, but are these not the same Ten Rings that the Mandarin uses versus what Shang-Chi has around his? So again, if you want to make a legit Iron Man 3 and not what the trash was originally, Shang-Chi could be a predominant character in Iron Man 3. Or if you want to make an Iron Man 4, and I've said this since day one. I thought it would have been funny because the other thing too with Marvel and the MCU is there are a lot of solo films, solo films, solo films, and then once we kind of got into like phase 3, we had a lot of films where characters were bleeding over into other movies, making cameos, and it's like, you know what would have been so funny is if they made kind of like a buddy cop film with Thor and Iron Man and literally call it Iron Man Thor. Play on words for Iron Man 4. Stupid, I know, super dumb. And it's like, who could be the big bad character that they fight? The real Mandarin. Like actual bringing mystic elements of, well, this is why Thor has to be here because, you know, you talk about dragons and rings and all that. Yeah, Iron Man ain't taking that down. You gotta bring Thor in. So, anyways, that's just me. That's me spitballing, pulling things out of my butt right off the dome. But anyways.
Everything that they sacrifice will be for nothing
Yes, it will.
if we do not stand.
Here's that beach scene. Oh my gosh, I missed this the first time. We got other Falcon. The fit's tough. Oh yeah, here's the scene that I was talking about. Where we got Mystique,
Put aside your petty squabble.
which this is just me. Fact that they did not cast Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know, man. I don't know. Which they talked about this. They talked about that this was the. Yeah. So what the hell's Bucky doing? Yeah, whatever.
Put aside.
Also, like, nobody else is in ready or attack position, and then it's
your
like,
petty squabble.
oh yeah, okay.
Presume nothing.
We gotta drag Sir Ian McKellen back into something. I feel
Except
only time will tell before they drag him into that Gollum movie. It's like, leave these old people alone, man.
this.
Let him retire. Same with Pay. Yeah.
If
Which, they're both done. Like, not, hey, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. But this is probably come as no surprise to you if you've seen. Oh my gosh, this is bugging me. This is probably comes as no surprise if you've seen any of the 11 or 12 other X-Men movies, but they're probably gonna die.
you return.
They're probably gonna get wiped out. See, and here's the thing. I totally forgot this was Cassie Lang, dude. Like, that's just how it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, you were in Quantum. Like, see how there's no memorable. Oh yeah, I remember who that is.
You will return.
Who? Okay, hold on. Oh, that's not Cat. Dude, that's. Oh my.
Return.
I missed that the first time. I thought that was Steve Rogers the first time. Tell me that's not Steve Rogers. Upon the quick,
You will return as brothers
it's not. And then we got Mrs. Fantastic.
and sisters.
And we got Son. The amount of memes that I've seen too of it's like, what's bro doing here? Again, more. Oh, hold on, we'll get there. Again, more. Hey, we're in a bookshelf. Well, this probably takes place in Wakanda, right? This area is probably in the school, because look at this like bookshelf type looking thing. Then we have Channing Tatum stunt double here doing flips, or was that actually him? I could be wrong. Let's watch it one more time. I could swear maybe it is him. I don't know about that. um, I know it's shown this scene like twice now. Again, so freaking cool. This, unfortunately, with kind of how Marvel movies are, this is probably at the very beginning of the movie, which sucks because it's like, damn it, but it probably is. Um, these legs here, if you've heard from reporting, not to spoil it, but warning, spoilers, warning, spoilers. These are Colossi. These are some of the bad guys in the movie. Okay. And considering like read the room here, like this is probably when the school's getting destroyed. Hey, tell me an X-Men comic where the school's not getting destroyed. Yikes. Then we gotta have, come on, baby. We gotta have our action face. Our ooh. Yeah, whatever. Oh my gosh. I'm already seeing it now. Oh shit. This is gonna be a B plot line. Show me your action face. Show me your war face, soldier.
Mark my words. Sisters.
Wakanda forever. Tell me this does not want this doesn't put butts in seats. Come on. Don't you want to see this? What's like the Kirby scream sound effect like that? Hey. Someone's definitely gonna make an edit. No, there's a subplot that I've heard from a leak that Namor and her are having an affair. Apparently, the world's smartest man alive can't keep his wife satisfied. And so they're having a subplot there. That's probably bullshit. Like honestly, that's probably just some shit post trying to be funny. But I hope here's what I hope, which this is unfortunate about the whole movie as a whole, is subplots like this, like Miss Fantastic and Namor, it's going to distract from the rest of the movie where it's like, are you kidding me? We're not here to watch this. Hey, you know where this could have been solved? In Wakanda Forever or the Fantastic Four movie. Don't bring it into a Doomsday movie. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Moving on. Okay, badass right here.
Words.
Unbelievable. That doesn't look like RDJ, truthfully.
Mark my words. We're going to need a miracle.
It's kind of cool because it does show the power levels of like Doom, and lots of people have speculated the coolest opening scene for Doom would be what he does in the comic books where he rips Thanos' spine out. That'd be sick. Do I think that that's what the open? No, I don't think that that's what the opening's gonna be. The opening's already actually sort of been spoiled. CGI looks good. It doesn't look too cheap. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't look too cheap. Or it's like, wow, you can tell that's definitely on a soundstage. Like it looks pretty. It looks pretty good. Um, Now the only thing that I'm a little worried about with the power dynamics, because it shows he's just putting his two fingers up and bang, blocking Stormbreaker. Hopefully, I'm not spoiling the movie. Which, if I am, Marvel, I'm sorry. Do not whack my PP for this. In fact, hire me. I could do something a fuck ton better. Pardon my French, but I would be super disappointed if the power dynamics, what it shows through the trailer, of yeah, Thor did Thor did the best thing he could, and Doom's just over here blocking it. If what beats Doom in the end is Doom himself, where it's that whole villain arc of, oh, he's bad, he's bad, he's bad, but then it's like, well, he realized he was so bad and that he had a change of heart, and then he's the one that takes him. I will stand up in the theater and boo the screen and then walk out. And then I'll probably chicken jockey my way out or something, because that is so lazy in writing of how your character, you have nerfed your character so much and made him so OP that the only person that can defeat them is themselves. That is lazy freaking writing, because I think that's how Galactus, if I'm not mistaken, that's how Galactus took himself out in the Fantastic Four film. Um, it's like, no, we saw how much of a badass Thanos was. He kicked everybody's ass in Infinity War. He won in Infinity War, and the only way they were able to beat him in Endgame was like that trickery sleight of hand from Iron Man and the Gauntlet. Like I just cause like the power dynamic of power levels, where it's like we could see Thanos was defeated. We could see that Thanos could, get beat up and stuff, and like it was possible. I mean, like, yeah, we could see him taking damage, but like with this, it's like if he becomes way too OP where he's overpowered, it's like, oh my gosh. Like it's just setting up for, if somebody has to destroy him, it's gonna be him after having a good stern talking to from, I don't know, Yelena. Because like, what the hell is Yelena gonna do in this movie? But like after a stern talking to of, you know, Pedro Pascal grabbing RDJ's shoulders, being like, brother, you're better than this. Because it's like that's the storyline between Mr. Fantastic and Doom, of them knowing each other, where it's like, you're better than this. We were blah 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 college. Don't you remember, homie? This isn't. If there's that kind of horse shit, oh, I'm gonna be so pissed. But knowing where Marvel is right now, that's probably what it's gonna be. I'm trying to figure out where. Trying to figure out where this is. Is this like a statue? Is this at? It's also stupid. This could be this could very well be the opening scene as well too, where you show the opening scene of Infinity War. What was it? It was Thanos kicking Thor's ass, killing Loki, and knocking the Hulk out, and sending him to Earth. That's what this scene could be, to establish, ooh, Doom's the big bad guy. Look at his power levels. Which, yeah, okay, sure. I like the masks. They didn't mess up the mask too much. I can't. Okay, I can kind of see RDJ. Here's the thing, though. He's not going to be wearing the mask the whole movie. Guaranteed. And the reason why I say that is you don't pay Downey Jr., what was it, 80 million? something like that. You don't pay him that much money to have his mask on the whole time. Because if that were the case, you could have hired Jared Leto. You could have hired Cillian Murphy, because those were the other two that were supposedly in talks of being Doctor Doom. Um, or you could have had Matt David, but he was too busy, on his Odyssey quest. Because funny thing, I think these were shot simultaneously. Kinda, not like both day ones were day ones, but RDJ was going to be, from reports, Nolan offered uh Downey the Poseidon role, but he had to turn it down because he was filming this. Um, so that's my hot take. It's the charisma and the charm of the Iron Man character, and people are like, "Well, it's not Iron Man, it's Doom." It's like it's still Robert Downey Jr. though. He's going to bring a little bit of magic and his own kind of taste and spin to it. And so the theory of like his face is going to be deformed and all cut up, which yes, I think that's going to be the case. But again, you don't, after hitting rock bottom and being a shit franchise, what it's been for like the last 3 or 4 years, you don't just belly up after your most recent box office bomb and then make the call to bring Chris Evans, Hemsworth, RDJ. You don't make that call to bring them all back to try to get butts back in seats and not show his face. You know what I mean? I might sound crazy when I say that, but yeah, to have him, you know, be in the mask the whole time and not show his face and pay him 80 million, not worth it. Not freaking worth it. Show the face, show the scars. Because that's what I think too, is I think the scenes where he's, oh, you know what I noticed too in this trailer? There's no Doctor Strange. It is supposed, and it's reported maybe through like concept art that Marvel has released, that Doctor Strange is working for Doom, because Doom has like mind controlled everybody. Hold on. Let's go. Let me show you the photo that I'm thinking of right now. Right here it is. Look at this. Look at this photo here. Um, you know what I think would be cool about Doom as well? If he has the fluffy shoulder pads, sort of like the Doom Slayer. That'd be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. Where is, yeah? Here's another one. Look at this. La, 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 la. Lithuania? Are they on Lithuania? They're in his home country, state, origin, Providence. Um, where is it? Oh, there's this one, but I'm trying to look at the, and we can just use this one. Oh, there we go. Oh, here we go. Well, this isn't accurate. Boom. We saw this too. Concept. Which I'm curious. I'm curious if they're gonna give him some clunky. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this was the photo that was officially released. But yeah, it has not shown Doctor Strange in this trailer, and I don't think it will. I don't think it will. I think that's something that they're going to keep under wraps of like, yeah, Doctor Strange is going to be evil in this movie. What else? What else? What else? What's another thing? Oh, let me show the, this, dude, if they did this kind of style, that'd be so sick. Let's do, yes, right here. If this is how they establish Doom, like somebody's already did like a little rendition Like if this is the opening scene, which it won't be. Spoiler alert, it won't. This would be crazy to kind of show. Because that's the other thing too, unfortunately, with this and where the MCU has been lately. They built up to Thanos. They uh like it was kind of paid off with Infinity War and Endgame with how the payoff was for Thanos and like how much of a menacing character he was. They haven't paid off anything for Doomsday or Doctor Doom. Not even a little bit. They haven't because they have not built up to it. They had to make that call and be like, hey, we gotta just one shot this here. Which do I think it will work? Absolutely. Like I think Downey is gonna bring the heat, and I think he's gonna be good in the role. That's kind of a cool wallpaper. That's a super cool wallpaper. Um, but at the same time, it's like they had to build to it. I wonder because I still do think that's a funny face.
Coming. Something we may not be able to deter.
That's his voice. That's gotta be his voice. All right. Anyways, moving on.
We're going to need a miracle. Hey, pal. It's not possible.
Well, you better start believing, pal. Huh? And then boom, he's back. Anyways, um, that's the yeah, that's the other thing people have been trolling about. Where's my um that's the other thing. Oh, Gary, he's about to go live. Damn it, I'm gonna miss it. The other thing is the people have been trolling. Let me pull up that Doomsday promo photo again. You know what? So much for me saying I'm gonna keep it quick to about 20 minutes. So much for that. I think I've been yapping for oh shit an hour. um. Okay, look at this. Look at this. No, here we go. A lot of people were trolling that Steve's just in a. Hold on, where's the? Let's do. um. It's also reported that there's like 70 characters in this film as well. So there will be more. Here it is. This. Oh, come on. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. But this shot right here, um, which this has been going everywhere, so I'm gonna take it away. But the fact that people have talked about how it's like really they didn't give him a costume. He's just out here and like they were making tough day laundry, you know, and they were making jokes about it being laundry day or whatever, or him leaving his suit at home. Um, Anybody remember these photos here? Um, Let me show. Anybody remember this? No, nobody remember this. Tell me, did Captain America ever wear this outfit? Did he Hulk? Did Hulk ever? Did we ever see the purple? Oh, what about? What about this? Oh, did we ever? Did we ever get this action shot? I don't think we did. I don't think we did. Where's the last one? I want the I want this. Ah, here it is. Yeah, look at those suits. Not gonna lie, this is still a badass like promotion stuff. Still super cool with the suits and all. Endgame suits. Um, they're still kind of the same, but they still kind of tweaked them at the very end as well. Um, but the only point that I'm trying to make here is where is there we are. The only point that I'm trying to make here is they can show this. He very well could have a suit in the film. Now, this shot, no, I don't think they're gonna CGI a suit on him. But like, you look at behind the scenes footage. Let me show. Um, Look at this. Now, this is a lot different. This is kind of comparing apples and oranges a little bit. Like this is Downey in the suit, and if there were photos of um, Evans and they put him in a different suit, there would definitely be leaked images of like dots all over his body and stuff. But like for them to in keep it like hidden in plain sight of like just wear this, wear this, wear this. I do think he's going to wear a different type. I mean, because we saw, dude, we literally saw it in one of the trailers. Like he pulls out the old Captain America suit and he stares at the stars and stripes for a little bit while he's holding his kid. I think he's going to wear the suit again, and I think now if they don't, I mean, it is what it is. I would say it's kind of a loss because it's like, oh damn, you could have put him in the suit one more time. But I think we're kind of I'm grasping at straws, but I think people are also overreacting with him not wearing anything because it's like they could also have a different variant of a suit. I hate to use that word variant, but I'm not meaning it in like, oh, there's a variant of Captain America. No, but like you see what his suit was in First Avenger, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War. His suit is different in every single movie. Hey, maybe it's got some merchandise, but I he's probably gonna have a different suit for Doomsday. And I think of all the secrets that they're trying to keep under wraps, they're probably trying to keep the suit under wraps too. Because there's also speculation too that he'll have a Hydra suit and he's gonna be Hydra Cap, which I don't think that. I don't think they'd go that way, but if like a different like he's either going to wear the suit that he pulls up and looks at in the trailer, or he'll wear like a black, the Nomad suit that he was wearing in Infinity War, or like a different variant of that, or like the Endgame suit. Like he will wear something, or if I'm not mistaken, let me just pull it up here, baby. What is the when he returns the stones? Um, yeah, when he's returning the stones and he's like, "Okay, I'll see you guys in a sec." He could very well put this suit on one more time. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Parts of me doesn't think he does that because there are other there are other parts of me where people have talked about how no, he's just gonna be Steve Rogers so that Sam Wilson can be Captain America. Which it's like, okay, yeah, I get that. But it's like, okay. It's like, look, they're both Captain America. All right. Oh, crazy. Oh, what a crazy thought. Yeah, so I look at a variant of like, yeah, something like this. I could see him putting this suit on. Anyways, and anyways, enough of me yapping. I'm yapping too much. Boom, boom, boom. You know, it's not even down to the doesn't jingle as much as the other, because like the original, oh my gosh, anybody need, look at this. Let me pull it up. Hell yeah, I'm about to do this right now. I'm only gonna play it for like 2 seconds because I know for hello, sorry. I know for a second they're gonna be like, yo, get that mother. But look at this, like nothing like this. There's no now. Was this scene in the trailer? I mean, was this scene in the movie? No, and it was the biggest robbery ever. Like this scene would have been badass, bro. Because it should have been sort of like along the lines of this. Like people were freaking hyped for this. Anyways, but like even the little rendition of, and I gotta mute it because I don't want to, whoops. Nope, still doesn't have the same, not even the same flavor. It's not even the same food. Get it? The little things. It's the little things, man. Anyways. Alright, enough of me yapping. That's my thoughts on the trailer. Wow. And it just, how many minutes shy under an hour? Oh, I already went over an hour. Yeah, so much for talking about for 10 minutes. Alright, that'll be my thoughts on that. You know what? We'll wrap up the stream here. Let's wrap it up here. My head's feeling a little better. Yeah, my head's feeling a little better. Not too crazy. But I'll yeah, we'll wrap it up right here. I don't know, man. Plus, also, if I gotta can this stream, I'll have to can the stream. I just it my whoops. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited. I think there's the potential of it being good, but from the amount of like shit like this.
Mark my words.
All right. I know I'm nitpicking here. We're gonna have a stare down, a stare off, or something. Or your powers against mine. I think it's just overall too little, too late. You know what I mean? I think Marvel has already son. No, Marvel's already kind of just. I don't even know, man. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not one thing. Where the hell's Hawkeye? Oh, there's differences behind the scene, and that's why they fired him. Okay. I think Scarlett Johansson also talked about how she'd never do another Disney Marvel film again. Um, what else? What else? Even for example, like, and this to me this is what is kind of a little hilarious with the whole thing is everything wrong about Phase 4 is shown in the trailer in the way of where's Captain Marvel? Where's She-Hulk? Where's Miss Marvel? Where are all these characters that were so important that we needed to tank this franchise to tell their stories? Where the hell are they in this trailer? Oh, they're not? Oh, huh. Go figure. Go figure. And that's kind of like that's kind of one of my takeaways from this trailer too. Because what's not shown in the trailer, and again, spoiler alert warning, but we will probably see in the second trailer or the third trailer, uh, Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spider-Man are also going to be in this film as well. And I also think they're hiding Tom Holland. I think they talked about, well, he's not going to be in this one because we're filming for a brand new day and just scheduling conflicts because he's filming the Odyssey. Yeah, like that, that makes sense. Also Hulk. Where the hell's Hulk? Like again, we have a huge they say the events of Brand New Day. Do they say it takes place before or after Doomsday? I don't remember. I think they say it takes place before. But let me double check. Hold on. We gotta double check that one. We gotta double check that one. And the reason why it's the top suggested. Does Brand New Day take place? No, Spider-Man Brand New Day takes place before. So Spider-Man Brand New Day takes place before the Avengers Doomsday. Oh, so you're telling me you're going to kill off Hulk, and you're telling me Hulk's not going to be in this one? Oh, you're telling me you're going to kill off Spider-Man and Spider-Man can't be in this one? Like I know they talked about contract negotiations and like that's why certain characters are not in this, but it's like literally from reports and this is kind of like my problem a little bit like when it shows scenes of like Gambit fighting Shang-Chi is like there was forced conflict between the X-Men and the Avengers and like that's a big selling point is that the X-Men and the Avengers are fighting and it's like what are they fighting over? Like yeah, Tony Stark's group and the Guardians like they fought for a second which oh by the way, where the hell are the Guardians? I guess they don't matter. I guess the Star Lord will return and do Rocket will return. I guess they won't because I guess it doesn't matter. Like it's just so. It seems unorganized. It seems like they did not have a plan. If you've heard reports, editing this has been a shit show, um, and it's been a disaster of itself. Like there's just so much. I don't even know how to explain it. Like there's just so much. There's so much, but at the same time, there's not. Where it's like I don't even know. Um, I think also another thing too is whether this movie is successful at the end of the day or not. Here's the thing: it if they do this, because then it's going to lead to Secret Wars. Look at this. Look at the cover for Secret Wars. It's Spider-Man in the Venom suit. You have to get Tom Holland in the Venom suit. So are you going to do it in this movie or Brand New Day? Because to watch it happen off screen would be a travesty. Would be failure of writing, failure of directing, and story and screen presence, and all the adjectives and all the examples. It'd be a failure to be like, well, if you watch this, end credit scene of this Disney Plus exclusive TV show in episode 5 or 7 or 6, you would have seen, yeah, that's when. What the hell are we doing? And that's what's funny about this is like there are so many other characters where like the reason why I think the Fantastic Four are in this and Shuri's Black Panther and who else? There's one more Shang-Chi. and yes, Gambit, like, and the X-Men. The reason why I think they are in this is because they were in the movies. That is why. Notice how none of the TV show Moon Knight not here. Loki. I know they mentioned the TVA a little bit. Loki not here. Um, what was another? I mean, I did make my joke about She-Hulk. Um, Bucky's here. Sam Wilson's already Captain America, so that storyline's already. But like, it just at some point, and this is the thing where I think it's kind of hidden in plain sight. I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man is in this film. Can I confirm that? No, but it's just a hunch I have, where it's like, I think he's going to be in it, and he'll have to be in it in the ways of how predominant of a role Wolverine, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider. Who else? Who else? Yeah, you could throw Thor in there. Iron Man, Ultimate Iron Man. Like how much of a prominent role these characters play in the Secret Wars comic book. You also got to have Silver Surfer there, but not the chick version, like the dude version. Which who the hell knows what they're gonna do with that? Like there's so much where I think because of how far they've deviated away from the comic books and like have made their own story that it's like no, I would not be surprised if we do not have a Tom Holland with a Venom suit symbiote in Secret Wars. I would not be surprised if he's not there. Hulk also plays a role too in Secret Wars, if I'm not mistaken, and Nova. Yeah, is it Nova Corps in it? I don't know. I'm spitballing now, but I don't know. It's now I'm getting into why I'm pissed and don't think the movie's gonna work, but I don't know. We'll see. It's probably gonna make like 700 $800 million. Do I think it's going to reach $1 billion? No. And the reason why I don't think it's going to reach $1 billion is because all the fans that would have wanted and were like super hyped to go see this, you've thrown dirt in their face. You've scared them off and you've told them this movie's not for you. And like you've shoot us away where it's like show us you want our money, because it's like as far as I know, um, like compared to the Odyssey, and this is a stretch. The Odyssey has not convinced me enough where it's like, yeah, I should go spend $25, go see it on the biggest screen in the biggest IMAX in the biggest, drop over $100 to go get my cute little horse popcorn bucket. You know, you haven't convinced me. You haven't earned my money to make me want to go see this film. So right now, guess where the Odyssey is queued and lined up for me. Ready? Ready? Ready for this? $5 Tuesday on a matinee. Because it's like sound design, screen length, and all that. Bullshit. Bullshit. The amount of shit that I've heard about that movie, it's like it's not worth it. It's not worth it to pay. At first, about a year ago, it's like, hell yeah, I want to go see this opening night. But from the amount of like not backlash, but just reviews of being like, it's not bad, but it's boring. It's like, okay, then it's not worth $25. You know what was worth $25 when I saw it? Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, which film's probably better? The Odyssey. Which movie will be remembered more? Probably The Odyssey. But like, Deadpool and Wolverine was enjoyable. I'm bringing it up because it's the most recent one that I can think of off the top of my head. It was enjoyable because it was funny. There was a very lazy story, but like they at least tried to get to the story. But it was also a love letter to Fox fans for old Wolverine, not Wolverine, sorry, X-Men movies. It's like this isn't going to be a love letter to Marvel fans. You know what the love letter to Marvel fans is going to be? Secret War Part 2 or 3 when they realize, damn, this is probably it for the MCU, and they gotta lace it up one more time and send it away. It's probably gonna be Feige's last film because, like, as far as what it's reported is Secret War is gonna be it, and then they're gonna reboot the whole thing, which makes money if you want to makes sense if you want to print money, because this is an infinite money glitch if they did this the right way. Same with Star Wars, same with Lord of the Rings, same with gosh, so many franchises and IPs. It was an infinite money glitch, but you hired the wrong people. You hired people that don't know how to tell stories and don't, and it's gotten to the point where it's like, damn, let's go look at the money well. Oh, it's drying up. Ah, damn it. Someone quick, make that phone call. Yeah, yo, Robert. Yeah, it's Kevin, man. Look, we fucked up. So, anyways, all right, enough of me yapping. Um, we'll end the stream here.
It's not possible.
It is possible. Which, that's such a violent cut here. Like, we have his shocked face, and then all of a sudden, he's just handing the hammer over. And then we're back to a shocked face. Like, you want to know, talk about rough editing. Look at just the tall, a tail, you know, look at his lips, look at his chin, look at the facial expression from here to here. Back to here. Back to here. Tell me this isn't 6 takes all cut together. Yikes. Anyways. Anyways. I'm excited, but like my expectations are low. They're lower than low. So alright people, that's my thoughts on the Doomsday trailer. Um yeah. But we'll see, man. We'll see. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to watch a gaming stream, I'll get that queued up right now. And we'll send you over to that. Give it about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I'll see you guys back here. But yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, be sure to hit a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see about this one. This one kind of feels, I think there's a story to tell there. Because I do think Robert Downey Jr. could be very convincing as a villain. And the other thing that I think too, because I was talking about subplots of like the B plot being distracting, the C plot when it's like, it didn't even need to be in the movie. To be honest, what could be super cool with this movie, and if it's done the right way, which I'm very skeptical, is if you look at it, Infinity War was, yes, it was a movie about Thanos, but it was Thanos' movie. He had the most screen time. I'm going to go out on a limb here and be bold and say, I don't think Doom has the most screen time. And I'm going to be super disappointed when it shows the stats that back it up, where it's like out of a 3-hour movie, or is it 3.5? Anyways, with however long this movie is, it's like, oh, look at this. Victor Von Doom screen time, 24 minutes, 25 minutes. In suit with helmet on, 7 minutes. You know how disappointing that's going to be? Versus when it's like, ooh, Captain America and Thor on screen for, 40-ish minutes. And it's like, Elena, 20 minutes. Oh, okay, that's a bit of a stretch. Ant-Man, 3 minutes. Gambit and Shang-Chi, 12 minutes. And like it breaks down the stats of like, oh, the X-Men, they're in this movie for about an hour and a half. Like, it's like if there's more sitting down and talking and reminiscing, it just, go watch all of Phase 4's TV shows. It was filler episode followed up by filler episode followed up by filler episode. So, anyways, I'm done yapping. It looks good, but it'd be super cool and compelling that if they can keep the film centered on Doom and have him be the main character, it has a chance to be good. Now, realistically, this is probably going to compete with Age of Ultron. If I'm being legit, people, this has, because it's like, it's not going to touch Winter Soldier. It's not going to touch the original Avengers. It's not going to touch Infinity War. Like, could it be better than Ant-Man? Yeah. Quantum Mania? Yeah. Any of Phase 4? Yeah. Is it going to be better than No Way Home? Maybe. But, like, other than that, like, I put it on the same level of, like, Doctor Strange. Even Thor 2 was bad, but it was still good. It was still better than anything nowadays. So it's like, Yeet. Anyways, all right. Enough of me yapping, guys. I'll end the stream here, but I thank you guys for hanging out. Cue back in if you want to see some gameplay, and I'll see you guys in the next one.